Hello and welcome to this video playing Zikan. Zikant isn't moving. Okay, so let's play a French defense today. Okay, and the exchange variation and nice simple line. Sort of turns into the Queen's Gambit, I guess, really. Yeah, so we can gain a tempo now on the bishop, which may be useful, or we can just hang on. Let's get castled first. We can always reserve that tempo for later. So what about takes, and then bishop d5? Is that an idea? Takes, knight d5, bishop takes e7, knight back. Yeah, okay, let's give that a whirl. Bishop d5, if knight takes d5, then we'll take on g5. Obviously, when bishop takes c7, we can't play queen takes c7, otherwise we... Oh, that's interesting, he doesn't go for that. So I think we can just... Yeah, I mean, b5 is an idea here. b5 to try and force that exchange. b5 takes... Yeah, b5 doesn't work because of takes, and then knight takes b5. So probably just leave that b for the time being. I mean, queen b3 is one idea we have to be a little bit cautious of. Yeah, I'm actually going to just come back here. What about queen to c7 here, guarding b7, allowing the rook to come to the d file. Yeah, that could work. But also, I think we'll just play bishop f5 first, and then something like knight d7, knight b6, and then into d5. Okay, so this opposition of the rook and the queen could be interesting after d5. So d5 soon takes, knight takes. Yeah, that's tricky. That's a little bit tricky. Does this help us here? Bishop d6. Yeah, may do. I'm not sure about this. Maybe just knight g3 here, actually. Knight g3. Okay, f4. I'm not so bothered about that move. Okay. Now d5, I might just ignore that or push c5 myself. Okay, yeah, that's what I was expecting you to play first time round. Ooh, okay, have we got a problem here? We might do, but I think we can play bishop g4 now. I was thinking bishop g6, maybe then f5 traps the bishop, but I think this is okay. And I think, what does white play? If white blocks, we'll take, and if he plays queen c2, we might be able to get the e file. Okay, so then why not just a rook e8 here? Which rook though? Let's try this rook here so that we keep an eye on f7, which is a little bit vulnerable. So knight in doesn't work yet. Let's go for this knight b6 now to hassle this bishop that comes in. Now, can we play this now? Knight takes, No, because of our queen. So let's get the queen off the file. Now we have to move the bishop again. So let's go for bishop here, and then we can now exchange with the rook, but we'll just take a moment. Yeah, okay, so forking. So we've really got to take that. The question is, what do we take it with? Knight takes, bishop takes. This feels like we're winning a pawn here, but I guess we're not. I'm going to take with this knight. Because there's no pin on the c pawn now, so I don't really see why this wouldn't be good. Is this to do with f5? Is that the problem? Okay. So maybe bishop here now, and then there is no tempo with f5. And this is probably, we've got to exchange this. I think we want to play knight takes d5 rather than c takes. We don't want to give white the open c file. And then there's some pressure on f4. I think it's hard for white to avoid. I guess he can play bishop b1, but that feels like a concession. Then I can play knight in here. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Let's just have a look at knight in, knight takes, rook takes. Yeah, I think that looks good now. So the question is, what do we capture with? I think rook takes looks good. Okay, let's play rook takes. Black is a pawn up at the moment. Now okay. So what's happening here? We can't get this bishop. We can't. Well, can we play now bishop? Can we not just play rook f4 here? Rook f4, then bishop here. Bishop takes bishop. Rook takes queen. Bishop. I think that works here. Bishop takes. We take a queen. We're a piece down for a pawn. You take my queen. I take your rook check, and I capture the piece back. I think that works. I think that works here. And if the queen moves, we take on f1 check and then take on b4. So let's see whether we're right about this. Okay, so we even could... Okay, so... yeah, queen... this is also possible. Queen e5 I want to play, but okay, not just yet because we're losing the b7 pawn. So something like queen e5 or queen g3 looks good here. Okay. Okay, this looks good. We're threatening mate now. So what do we play here as white? Do we play rook? Rook f2 looks like a reasonable idea. And then we might have... Okay, yeah, that looks fine. Can we not play this check, though? Now, what happens here? Aren't we winning this piece? I think we are. So I think we've got a piece and a pawn now. Yeah, okay. Alright, so we'll pause and reflect. Okay, so I've taken a position to what looks like the critical position. I think white's okay. I think black's doing fine. I think this f4 move from white could be a bit loosening. So his central pawns are a little bit delicate, but I think he's fine. I guess if I were white here, I'd probably look to play something like bishop b1, or just exchange this bishop here, and I think then after f5, white should be in pretty good shape. But he played this d5 move, which I think just loses a pawn. So I think if I can get this pawn safely, then black's just sort of clearly better here, because I don't think there's enough for it. And then I've moved the position on later. Black was able to win another pawn because of this. The pawn on f4 was available, and then here I think black's winning anyway, but it's just a tactic that white missed here with the forking the check to win. So I won't say straightforward game. I think much earlier on it was much more level. So I think white just lost his way a bit. Okay, thanks for watching.